7 and checking the latest coronavirus numbers here in Indiana shows that another 862 Hoosiers have tested positive for COVID-19. So our statewide total is now at almost 22,000. Marion County had the largest rise in cases, and we're also seeing an unusual spike in the number of cases in Hendricks County. They had 99 new cases. Of those, 68 of them came from prison and jail facilities in Plainfield. State health leaders don't think this is a sign of community spread. And here in Marion County, Mayor Hogsett is deciding to keep churches closed as part of the stay-at-home order. That stays in effect through May 15th. The mayor says he'll provide an update on when he plans to reopen the county coming up next week.
Some central Indiana churches are now trying to make some tough decisions about whether or not to have services this Mother's Day weekend. Even though the governor says it's okay, Christ Community Church in Hamilton County will remain virtual, saying it's just too soon to be back. The pastor is working on a social distancing safety plan to reopen the church eventually. The city of Carmel is launching a new project to track future outbreaks of the coronavirus using wastewater. Scientists say they can take samples and test it for the virus to predict future outbreaks. Testing will start this week. And one local restaurant is closing its doors for good after struggling under the COVID-19 restrictions. Former Colt star Gary Brackett is closing his Stacked Pickle restaurant. Brackett says he spent the last 6 weeks trying to figure out a way to move forward. After 10 years of serving Hoosiers, he just couldn't figure it out.
Well, here on Sunrise, we're working hard to help answer some of your questions regarding the coronavirus. That's why Meredith is live from her home this morning to see what some of you are saying about the virus right here in Indiana. Good morning, Meredith.
Good morning, Ben and Julia. Yes, so we're starting with this question from Joshua. What are the recovery numbers for Indiana? All I ever see is positive cases and deaths. Let's have some positive news. Absolutely, Joshua. The issue is that what we can report at WTHR is what we're given from the Indiana State Department of Health, and they do not report those recovery numbers just yet. We are seeing more and more states that are reporting their recovery numbers, so we imagine Indiana is going to get there at some point, but right now that information just isn't available to us. But Johns Hopkins University has a really interactive website. If you haven't looked at it, it has a lot of great information about COVID-19. And in the corner, they have a U.S. state level deaths and recovered. So for example, it will show, if you look at Michigan right here, 4,200 deaths, but 15,000 recovered. But when you scroll down to Indiana, where we have 1,377 deaths, there's no recovery number reported because, again, those numbers just aren't available. But keep looking out for them. And as soon as we know them, we're going to tell you guys as well. Tanya asking how many of these deaths were from nursing homes. So there is information on the Indiana State Department of Health's website. If you scroll to the bottom of their COVID-19 area, it'll tell you long-term care facility numbers where they have total deaths in facilities at 420. So if you do the math of the 1,300 deaths here in Indiana, that would be about a little under 30%. But every morning, again, we're trying to get you information about questions that you have. We'll be completely transparent. If we don't know if the information is available or what that answer is, tweet at us using the hashtag 13sunrise or message our Facebook page. Guys?
Yeah, great question. And thanks for trying to get answers for us, Meredith. We appreciate it. Let's talk to Chuck.